Candlestick number one is the pin bar candlestick. It's called the pin bar or the hammer candlestick, whichever. But the pin bar candlestick is one of the most powerful candlesticks in the chart. The pin bar candlestick is actually a reversal candlestick. You use it to catch reversal. We have the bullish pin bar, we have the bearish pin bar. The bullish pin bar is a bullish reversal candlestick, while the bearish pin bar is a bearish reversal candlestick. So whenever you see the bullish pin bar, we are expected to take a buy. Whenever you see the bearish pin bar, you're expected to take a sell. And this is how the bearish pin bar and the bullish pin bar looks like. You can see there was first of all a bullish candlestick, then there was a bearish. This is the bearish pin bar here, which you can either take your entry from this point where the candlestick closed or after this bearish candlestick has occurred. After the bullish pin bar, you can either take your entry from where the candlestick closed or from the closure of the bullish candlestick. The question now is, what's the psychology behind this candlestick? What's really the psychology behind the bullish and the bearish pin bar? You can see from this bullish pin bar, what this really means is that there were presence of sellers in this market. This whole range here, we have presence of sellers. This means that there were presence of sellers, and to a certain point, sellers couldn't move the market any further. Then buyers came out and took over. The market closed with buyers, because you can see that there's a little wick, a body, and then a long wick. So the psychology behind this bullish pin bar is that there were more sellers to the downside. At some point, buyers came and took over. While the psychology for the bearish pin bar is that there were buyers to the upside, and then sellers came and took over. If you look at this very well, the bullish and bearish pin bar consists of a little body, a long wick to the downside, and a small wick at the top. That's for a bullish pin bar. This is either little or no wick. While for the bearish pin bar, you can see that there's a big wick to the upside, is a small body, and little or no wick. You get it. It looks like a hammer. That's why we either call it hammer candlestick or you call it a pin bar. So let's move right into the chart. You can see over here there was a bearish pin bar that occurred. Don't mind, my own chart is black and blue. You can use any color for your chart, but just understand the concept behind it. That okay, now for a bearish pin bar, there's a big wick to the top, little or no body, and little or no wick to the downside. So this for a bearish pin bar. You can see that the market has started dropping. So immediately you saw that bearish pin bar, you should have just taken what yourself. So let me show you guys another example, because there are more examples to be looked out for. Over here to now, you can see how the bearish pin bar occurred over here. From his point now, you should have taken yourself from here to the downside, because there's a big wick to the upside, little body, and little or no wick. So that's very good bearish pin bar. Let's check out for another pin bar candlestick. From here now, you can see another pin bar candlestick. You can see that there was a big wick to the upside, a very little body, and there's no wick, like almost no wick there, making it a strong bearish pin bar. Over here to now, we can still see another bearish pin bar from here that was created, a very big wick to the top, little body, and very little or no wick. And you can see how price dropped massively to the downside. Let's look for a bullish pin bar. You can see a bullish pin bar, very big wick to the downside, little body, and little or no wick at the top. You can see price just bought to the upside. Didn't buy that much, but at least it moved the market. Let's check out another bullish pin bar. You can see this bullish pin bar over here, big wick to the downside, little body, and there was no wick at the top. You can see how price just moved massively and kept on moving. So that's that for the pin bar candlestick. The pin bar candlestick is one of the best candlesticks to use in trading. So let's go on to the next candlestick. We have the inside bar candlestick. The best way to explain this candlestick is a picture of a pregnant woman, because it has the mother and a baby. Okay, it consists of a mother and a baby. Let's go back to it. Let's see what I mean. And from here now, you can see this. From this point here now, you can see that there was a bar A, which is the preceding bar, which is also called the mother candlestick. And then we have bar B, which is the baby candlestick. You get this one now is bigger than this other one. Okay, the first candlestick is bigger than this one. We have the bullish and the bearish inside bar, or bullish and bearish harami. Because some of you might have heard of harami before. It still means the same thing. So you can say that it's just having the picture of a pregnant woman. So you should have that picture in your head when looking out for a bullish or a bearish harami. Let's check on the difference between a bullish and a bearish harami. Now from here, you can see over here that we have this bullish harami and we have this bearish harami. There's no difference in its structure, just like the location where it occurred is what differentiates it. If you see the harami at the top of the chart, it means you have to look for a sell. If you see it at the bottom, it means you have to look for a buy. If you see it at the top, it means you have to look for a sell. If you see it at the bottom, it means you have to look for what? A buy. The harami candlestick is a reversal candlestick pattern. Let's move on to the chart so that we'll see what I mean by that. This is the first clear example of an inside bar candlestick. As you can see, the first candlestick, which is the mother, and then the baby, which is inside the candlestick. It doesn't have to be at the middle, wherever it is, but let it just be that this one is inside the first one. Okay, so now this is the harami candlestick pattern or inside bar, whichever. Let's check out another candlestick pattern. Over here too, you can see another inside bar candlestick pattern. I said that the first one is bigger than the second one over here. See, that's a bullish inside bar candlestick pattern. If you have this small candlestick, which is the baby, happened inside the mother, market started buying massively. So let's check out for another example. You can now see another inside bar candlestick pattern over here. These candlestick patterns are always working. Wherever they occur, they are always working. They are always working. You can see another inside bar candlestick here. You can see that there was a first candlestick that was formed, which is the mother. Then the baby was now formed inside the candlestick, causing this bullish move to the upside. Let's check out for another one. So over here too, you can still see another inside bar, a very clear one, which caused this big move. You can see the mother and then the baby. You can see how it moved massively to the upside. The moment you see an inside bar candlestick, know that it is always going to work. Okay, know that it is always going to work. Inside bar candlesticks are always working, and the pin bar too is always working. So let's move on to the next candlestick, the last candlestick that we have for today. The last candlestick that we have on this day actually has a funny name, which is the abandoned baby. The abandoned baby candlestick chart pattern. This is one of the best chart pattern. Like this pattern is always occurring. It is always occurring. It is always occurring. We have the bullish and the bearish abandoned baby. Okay, the bullish and the bearish abandoned baby. From here now, you can see what is the psychology behind this candlestick is that this baby is being abandoned. Okay, the baby is being abandoned. This is the first move to the downside. And this was the baby that was betted, and then they abandoned the baby at this point. So the first candlestick occurred, a little candlestick was now created, then another candlestick to the upside. This was a bullish abandon baby. Then a candlestick occurred to the upside. Then there was a little candlestick. It's always a doji most times. Most times always a doji candlestick. Then there was now a drop to the downside. Doji candlestick means an indecision candlestick. So most times always an indecision candlestick that's always created. You see a big move to the upside, then a doji candlestick will be created, or a pin bar candlestick will be created, then a drop to the downside, called a bearish abandon baby. So let's move on to the charts. Okay, like from the first side of the chart, you're already seeing a very clear abandon baby that was created there. Like it's always occurring everywhere on the charts, on all charts. Whatever pair you are trading, it's always occurring there. You can see the abandon baby. This was the first move to the downside, the baby which was abandoned, and then they left him behind, kept on moving up. But you always pick your entry from the close of this. Let me show you where you always need to pick your entry from. Entry should always be here. Stop loss, wherever you want to put it. Your take profit, wherever you want to put it, but your stop loss should always be below this zone. Should always be below the candlestick pattern. So let's move on to another example. Over here, this is another abandoned baby candlestick. As you can see here, you can see the first move to the downside. The little candlestick was created, and then there was a reversal. Like you can see how it moved the market a whole lot. It moved the market a whole lot. Let's check out for another example. So over here too, you can still find another one. Like it's always occurring everywhere. This is the first move to the downside, then the baby, then over here it was abandoned. You can see price moved up, came back a little bit to our entry point. That's why I said that you're taking your entries. Your entry should be from the closure of this. Then your stop loss should be below the candlestick pattern. So you can see how price moved massively in our direction. That's about 1:3 risk to reward. The abandoned baby is always very working a whole lot. It's always working a whole lot. I'll just give you guys one last example. Over here now you can find another example from this point. This was the first move to the downside, and this was the baby that was abandoned, and then this was where he was left out. And you can see how price moved on massively. There might be no much time for me to explain more on all these candlestick pattern, these three major candlestick pattern I've showed you, but there are more explanations are being done on the ultimate guide to forex trading course, and I would advise you guys get the ultimate guide to forex trading course because it's going to help you guys to understand how to use it for entries most time to go on the ultimate guide to forex trading course. I've explained how to use it for entries. I just don't want to make this video too long, else I would have also explained it here. But get the ultimate guide to forex trading course, then you will understand how to use this candlestick formations for picking your entry both from demand and supply, support and resistance, and whichever. So that's just that for today. Thank you all for watching. And before you go, I would like you to also follow me on Instagram, on my Instagram page, TITUS Forex _ So I would love you guys to follow me on my Instagram page over here. I post a lot of reels every day. I post at least 2 reels or more. I post a whole lot of chat formations, educational content, and all that. So I would love you guys to follow me over here and get a lot of educational stuffs. And also click on the link below to join our Telegram community because we drop a lot of free signals there. As of last week, we made over 1,000 plus on our signals, both students and other people that joined the Telegram community made a whole lot of money. So click on the link below to join our Telegram community. Like this video, comment if you have any question, and feel free to give me a DM on my Instagram if you have any question. Then subscribe. Thank you all.